In today's video, I'm going to be designing some graphics from scratch for my quad. I'm going to be tracing them out on the four-wheeler using tracing paper, cutting them into the rough shape, and I'll take a picture of it, transfer it over to my computer, then actually add in the colors and lettering that I want on there. And hopefully I'll make something pretty cool, and if I do, I'll take it over to a vinyl shop and hopefully get it printed, but unfortunately, I will probably not have them done by the end of this video. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and clean up the used paddle tires I got so we can mock up the wheels and tires next to the four-wheeler and just get a better idea of what the four-wheeler is going to look like with graphics and all the plastics on there. So without further ado, let's get to cleaning the tires. Alright, a little detailing tip for you guys. If you ever have a very dirty tire, you can use some purple power, full concentration. Just spray it on there. And then, so basically all I'm going to do is scrub this with a plastic brush, and I'm serious, it'll look brand new. Alright. Get the back side. Alright, so the real reason we did that is so we can clean up these wheels. So I'm sure you're tired of it at this point, but we're doing some more sanding. Alright, going up to 1500 grit. $3,000. Alright, now we can start polishing. Well, quick and dirty polish job. It's good enough for now. Also, look how clean those tires are. Looks pretty good if I do say so myself. So I'm sure I've already said it, but the reason we clean that up is because we're going to throw all the plastics on and kind of get a mock-up of what this thing's going to look like, so that way we can start designing the graphics. I decided I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot trying to design them from scratch, so we'll see how that goes. But first, let's get this thing assembled and get it looking like a four-wheeler again. So before we put all the plastics on, actually, I'm going to lower this thing down so we're not looking like a monster truck on 22-inch wheels, and maybe it'll look a little better. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that now. This is shockingly light. Well, as you can see, I took off the footwells here. I'm just not rocking with them. I just think they look out of place on there. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. I can't really make up my mind. I don't really want to commit to Nerf bars quite yet, so I think what I'm going to do is wait till I get this thing back together, see how it looks with new graphics and, you know, the clutch cover and everything else. And then, based on that, we'll either take those off and sell them or keep running them. But I don't know, maybe you guys like them. If you do, I'll leave them on, but I have a feeling you guys also will not like them. But anyways, regardless, start working on the graphics. I got some tracing paper here. Just gonna mock it up and cut out the general shape that I want. And if I can get it finalized, then I'll go ahead and take it over to a graphic shop and we'll get them made. But anyways, let's get started. Well, first thing I'm going to do is just roughly cut out the shape that I want, kind of trim this up so I can actually work with it. You guys won't be able to see my drawing, but I'm going to sketch this out and then kind of cut it out, and then we'll refine it from there. So this is kind of like design number one. I want to keep this like general shape, just don't know exactly where I want to place it. So we're gonna do, I'll throw up a colored version so you can see, but I want to do dual tone with the pink and purple that comes on this. And I'm gonna keep the Polaris Express, and then I want it to narrow down and come through the numbers here, and then I'll carry that body line out the back. But you kind of get the idea. I think what I'm going to do on my next try at this is move this over so it's slanted right here, then curve it up like that. I think that look a little better, but I do want the line to come through behind the numbers. So, all right, so I'm going to set aside our first design here, and I'm going to try moving it over to the left a little bit more on this next version. But if you like this one better, let me know. That's design number 2. My plan would be to shrink this express like lettering just over to the right a little bit so it's sitting in this free space right here. And I'd keep the Polaris up there where it was on the original body line. Yeah, I could even swoop this back, put it underneath the Polaris lettering. I don't know, I'll play with it digitally, but I think that'd be good. I'm gonna mock some of these up, and who knows, we might take it to the graphic designer. And then I think I'm gonna mock some of these up electronically, actually put the colors in, and then assuming that looks pretty good, we'll go ahead and take it to the vinyl shop, I guess. But yeah, so far so good. Well, I was looking at the pictures, and these need more shaping, so back to it. I'm gonna mess with this one on my photoshopping software. So I think it would be pretty cool if I added something in right here. I know I mentioned it in the last clip, but I've been thinking about it some more. I don't know, I might just throw up a whole bunch of them and see what you guys think. So this is our first design here, the one that you just saw in that last clip. So this is what I was thinking with the colors roughly. These are just like hand done sketches, so the lines aren't perfect. I'd have them cleaned up a bit. But so far this one's my favorite by a long shot. I really like how it flows, and I also like the lettering and where it is. Only thing, I think I'd have to have the graphic designer clean up some of those curves, but other than that, I really like this one. So this is that second design I kept talking about where I'd have it swoop back in between the letters, or like the Polaris and the Express. This looked a lot cooler in my head, but after actually mocking it up on my computer, I think it looks horrible to be honest. But you know, If you guys like this one, let me know. Maybe you'll change my mind on it or give me some ideas how to change it and make it look better. But so far, this one is just not doing it for me. I kind of liked how the last one like started off and then it tapered down, and I think it'd be pretty hard to do this and maintain like some sort of flow with the lines. This is another sketch that I did. I was just kind of doodling around and messing with different ideas. I tried to, extend the flow forward near the hood and like the oil cap area. I think it looks pretty decent. I bounced the idea around to a couple of my friends, and they didn't like how it went behind the lettering of the Express, which, I can kind of see where they're coming from. But this is just another thought that I had. I don't think this one's like bad necessarily, but I just don't like it quite as much as that first design. This is another sketch that I did where I was messing with some of the colors, and personally, not a huge fan of the purple and white color scheme. I don't think it goes well with the light blue, so not necessarily a winner in my book, but I figure I'd still show you guys this one anyways. This is actually the very first design that I did, just messing around, and I don't dislike the actual shaping of it, but the colors, like I said, don't like the purple and white, but I think the shape kind of has some potential. I don't know exactly how I'd incorporate lettering. I've messed with the lettering quite a few times, and I just can't find a way that works for me. And personally, I think quads look super weird when they don't have any lettering on there. And I'm trying to make it look as if the graphics were factory, so I would like to include all of the original lettering. So for that reason, I didn't really like this one all that much. I'm throwing this one back up there just because right now it is my personal favorite. I've messed with a bunch of different designs, and I think this one's the best that I've come up with. But if you think one of the other ones is better, let me know, and maybe you can convince me otherwise. Assuming nobody changes my mind, I think I might go ahead and take over our template to a vinyl shop and see if they'll go ahead and work with me on printing one off. And yeah, for the rest of the video, I'm going to go ahead and knock out some little projects. So first up, we got to figure out where we're going to mount this thing. So previously, it was mounted on the bumper up front, but we pushed ours back, so now we need to find a new place to put this because it's touching the radiator. I'm thinking I'm just going to mount it right back here, maybe on the inside of this, and then something like, well, you'll see. I have to fish all the wires through first, but we gotta get this out of the way, our vent tube, so we can actually fish the module through, which should be pretty easy. So get that loosened up. Now we can fish our little module through it. So I think if we just use one bolt to hold this in place, that'll be sufficient. So what I'm going to do is drill out one of these holes right here, thread a bolt through, and there's a pre-existing hole right here. That'll be like impossible for you guys to see, but trust me, there is. I think that'll be it as far as mounting this goes. Alright, got our module mounted in there. It's pretty simple. Now I gotta zip tie these wires out of the way, but it's kind of lame, so I'll do that off camera. Moving on to the next project. So next little mini project is taking this bracket off right here, just because we do not need it, so we'll go ahead and add that to the scrap pile. What a pleasant surprise. I thought it'd be completely rusted out over there. Well, today's video. I'm sure I've said it already, but let me know what graphic design you like best. Personally, I'm a big fan of the last design we made on paper. I think it looks pretty cool and flows the best. But that's gonna be all for today's video. Next time, where are they? We got a whole bunch of random parts to put on. And then as far as suspension, a little update on that. I will not be getting my suspension back from getting chromed until like the 3rd week of August. So in the meantime, we're gonna be knocking out a bunch of other little projects that I mentioned, and hopefully you stick around. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. And thanks for watching.